Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the Greater SCP Foundation. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation, and I am here to answer your questions about the groups of interests that rival our views on the anomalous, the staff members who contain our anomalies, the anomalies themselves, and of course, hypothetical containment procedures for anomalies not in Foundation custody, but how do we deal with them? All this and more in Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the Anomalous podcast from Site 42. Dr. Puppeteer, Smallish Games, Junior Researcher Sally, Johanna, Edward, Amber. Good to see you all in the chat. Thank you for being members. And Dr. Harley, Scarlet Fox, Devil's Child, and Kaisha, welcome to chat, just for being you. So, could we expect some more SCP Shower Thought Q&A? Oh, most definitely that is on the docket of things to do, to be certain. There's so many interesting questions out there, and as you may see in the title of this stream, less interesting questions. I'm not saying it wasn't a good hypothetical the first time, but the 5,000th time you've heard it. Sometimes these questions get a little old, but that just means everyone here needs to keep watching. That way, you hear all the questions. That way you don't annoy me. What number is Josie the Half-Cat? That is SCP-529. Why are there SCPs in the chat? Well, in some of the multiversal universes and canons where we broadcast this signal, perhaps certain anomalies have been given privileges that they would not receive in my universe. That's for sure. SCP-343 says it will free SCP-682. You can't even see SCP-682. That is universal canon in the SCP lore. You can't even see or interact with 682, so how do you think you're gonna free it? Excuse me, you don't even know where it is. Punk ass wanna be God. Huh. I just want to know if you are a scientist. Does my lab coat not reveal this? I am a containment specialist here at the Foundation. I'm also the site director of the site. Working hard, but I still do a little bit of containment policy once in a while. For instance, working on making that tree scream. SCP-4521, that's a very important experiment to the Foundation. X-Flow, Joseph, Vortex Chills, and O10. All of you, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Does a talking chair count as an anomaly? Typically, yes. Talking chairs would, in fact, count as anomalous. Chairs do not normally talk, although if they had some sort of recording and broadcasting device applied to them, then that would be a non-anomalous talking chair. So, it depends on the scenario, really. Dr. Sherman, how are you doing? Well, Junior Researcher Alex, I'm doing quite well. It has been a fine morning. Bunny Lover, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a cup of tea on your way past the commissary. Go for some oolong today. I think that'll be nice for you. What is your art email? Laugh evilly. I have art. Desk and I are not done yet setting things up. Now, it is my fault because on the weekends, that's when I do the most testing, i.e., that's when I work my day job. So, in coming here to see you guys for a coffee break before getting started, and then working, I don't have much sanity left at the end of the day. The horrors that we see and all. But do not worry, it is in line. There is a doc, there are rules I have to go over, there's bylaws, there's Foundation protocols, aplenty. But it is in progress. Oh. The desk is informing me that O10 was a stylized way of writing Ohio. Coffee, save me. Ugh. Dr. Sherman, I see you're drinking coffee. Please be aware of anomaly 294. I'm very aware of the coffee machine. It's just not here right now. It like the Infinite Pizza Box, SCP-458, go on rotation throughout the very sites to aid with their commissary budget. So, 294 will be back at Site 42 on the next round of rotation. Dr. Sherman, I'm going to free all the SCPs. 049, that's a very quick way to get rid of your privileges. I would highly recommend not that. Dr. Sherman, I'm making Site 42 in Minecraft. It's going to be epic. Anything you really want in it, I build it. You need to put the R-Wing on. It's very important that Site 42 has the R-Wing, as described in SCP-3999-J. SCP-3999-J, codename Talleyrand's Sacrifice. The R-Wing of Site 42 is where researcher Talleyrand is defending us from a very unstoppable Keter entity. A new, undocumented Keter entity that we don't know anything about, but we do know that researcher Talleyrand is bravely containing it. And in order to bravely contain researcher Talleyrand, researcher Talleyrand has requested the enclosure must be cleaned daily. All organic matter is to be collected and disposed of. Soiled linens are to be washed, and all surfaces of the primary containment enclosure must be sanitized. Then supplies and provisions are to be restocked daily. Researcher Talleyrand should be conducted every morning to determine necessary special provisions or supplies for that day. Crews to remain on hand at all times to service and fuel all vehicles in the containment park. It's very important that the vehicles in the containment park are fueled. Mobile Task Force Lambda 3, codenamed Bounty Hunters, has been established to contain SCP-3999-J. In addition to standard armaments, Mobile Task Force Lambda 3 is to maintain an arsenal of iCombat branded laser guns. And the indoor containment pool must be kept at 29 degrees Celsius, while the auxiliary containment tub must be kept at 40 degrees Celsius. This shape-shifting anti-memetic entity can only be contained by what seems to be a go-kart park, a swimming pool and hot tub, an extensive catalog of the newest video games, a full bar that must be completely stocked, as well as any food that must be necessary to the containment of this Keter entity. Ugh, it's horrifying. But we recommend that we keep doing so to honor researcher Talleyrand's sacrifice. Yes, the containment buffet is very important. So yes, you must include the R-Wing of Site 42 in honor of Talleyrand's sacrifice. Demon Sniper, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go get yourself a calming glass of jasmine tea on your way past the commissary. If you had to be locked in a room with a Euclid Danger SCP for a whole year, which one are you picking? You do know that Euclid just refers to containment difficulty, right? Most Euclid anomalies are extremely benign. They're just mildly harder to contain than safe anomalies that could go in a box. there's no such thing as a Euclid danger level. And so, for instance, going to the database, just picking at random. Picking at random. Okay, the first random SCP that I got was Euclid. Now let's see what it does. 8599 is the anomalous phenomenon leading to the manifestation and subsequent, often violent death of an elephant seal. While the exact parameters that trigger a successful 8599 event are inconsistent and not understood, the following has been proven regarding this. SCP-8599 solely affects Foundation personnel. The elephant seal involved in an 8599 event is non-anomalous. The seal involved in the event is created by the anomaly, as in, it is not being teleported from the active population. Okay, I actually don't want to be near this anomaly because the seal appears out of nowhere trying to protect Foundation personnel from being killed. However, in all situations, the seal does not prevent the death, because why would bringing a seal into the scenario actually help? So, junior researcher Kelly died of smoke inhalation after an elephant seal blocked an exit during a fire. Dr. Grossman died after an elephant seal landed on him at top speed, protecting the corpse from a falling piece of debris. So something was going to fall on this doctor, and instead an elephant seal fell on its head. Janitor Leonardo was struck by a truck. An elephant seal materialized between the vehicle and was reduced to a fine red mist. Satellite technician Lowry was killed after being exposed to a vacuum after his spacesuit unexpectedly depressurized and the torso section burst open when an elephant seal manifested within the suit. So the seal of the suit burst, and then a seal burst out of the suit. That one's pretty funny. Researcher Warren died drowning after being caught in a riptide and being held underwater beneath an elephant seal, which also drowned. The seal drowned? So yes, I want to be nowhere near this Euclid anomaly. That is for sure, because then you are going to die. You know what? I've got an easier one. Let's just go to my favorite dude. SCP-008-J, codename Jeff. Jeff is just a chill dude. Object class Euclid, we're gonna hang out. As long as I don't try to contain him, he'll just wander off on his own. Bunny Lover, thank you for donating again. Hey, where's Captain T? Totally don't work for him. I do not know the location of Captain Tiberius Shermaine, nor do I care. Shark punchers. Grayscale, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a cup of golden monkey on your way past the commissary. It's a type of tea. Do not grab a golden monkey at the commissary. Grab a cup of golden monkey tea, please. I love your videos. Keep up the good work, Doctor. Oh, well, thank you very much. Also, is a genuine lucky object considered anomalous? Well, lucky objects are a superstition most of the time. But if the lucky object grants anomalous luck, then it would be anomalous. Consider the case of SCP-7500, codename Luck of the Irish, where that personage was protected by an anomalously lucky clover that, once removed from his person, caused him to become non-anomalous. Captain Shermaine wasn't too bad to be around when he wasn't screaming, which was never. How peculiar. I guess when you're fighting sharks in the water, it is important to be heard. Okay, question. There was some guy from the Shark Punching Center 2 streams ago. They got me thinking. Can I draw you if you were part of other groups of interest? Also, so I'm forced to read them because I need to read them. Intern Silly Boy, I agree to this perspective idea because it is possible that your investigation of the groups of interest will both increase your knowledge of how to handle them, as well these disguises that you make for me could be mocked up by our tailoring department to help me do infiltrations. So yes, I approve of this research project. Can you give me a random drawing idea? It can be anything. I will just be drawing on paper though. Draw someone being killed by a cup of coffee in a humorous manner. Draw someone being killed by a cup of coffee in a humorous manner. You are a real member of SCP. Well, Final Files, you can see me in such documentations as the SCP-049 document or the SCP-7777 document. There are also a lot of different smaller mentions of me on the SCP database, so yes, I would consider myself part of the SCP Foundation. How come one of the few streams I come to doesn't have Zerdrin? Drowsy, Zerdrin was here just a bit ago. Perhaps they are simply only able to check in for a moment. But legitimately, I thought I saw them. Now you have me confused. Have I somehow come... Yes! Yes, Zerdrin stole wine from the commissary, right here. But it was at the very beginning of stream. Perhaps Zerdrin was only be able to present for a short time. Hey, Dr. Sherman, I got a question for you. Have you got your computer hacked by Lolbit? They're here at the SCP Foundation, and I just got hacked by it. No, Lolbit has hacked my computer to my knowledge. My terminal remains quite unhacked. What are your opinions on when day breaks? Well, first of all, I hate it, because I don't like any anomaly I can't contain. We are supposed to secure and contain and protect. How are we supposed to secure and contain and protect the fucking sun? Excuse me? Excuse me. Secondly, I mind it just a little less. I'm a little less upset about it because it means I get to stay inside. It means there's no one telling me to go out and touch grass. Because, okay, the sun is a deadly laser, I'm not going outside. So there's that. And then finally, I find the flesh creatures unnerving. So I'm definitely giving that a 2 out of 10 experience I would not want to be near. Amber, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a whole pot of sucre on your way past the commissary. Pardon if you've seen this before, my comm went goofy. Attendance will be spotty the next week or so. Mission in Colorado. That's a state that exists, right? Right? I have not seen this message before, but Godspeed on your mission to Colorado. And by Godspeed, I mean SCP-5991, Vorjesus, because canonically speaking, I believe Vorjesus to be the fastest of the Jizai, because it can teleport. So, literal teleportation Godspeed to you, Vorjesus speed to you. And yes, Colorado does in fact exist. Massachusetts doesn't exist. And Ohio, it exists, but it's just plain weird. Don't get me started on Florida Man. But Colorado does exist. Vorjesus speed. Good luck. Yes, I know Uber driver Jesus has a car desk. 029-J can do the vroom vroom. But it can't teleport. So I think that one's a little faster. How would you contain a speedster like Wally West? O5 Council, you should check out the documentation for SCP-5886. That is a speedster anomaly. Dr. Sherman, I will loose my privileges since I'm freeing them all now. Don't taunt me with idle threats, 049. You can't free them all. We're not like the Cabin in the Woods organization that has a big red free all the anomalies button. What a stupid company. Seriously? So no, your idle taunts will not rile me today. Hi, Dr. Sherman. About SCP-5004-B. Why did we need a do-over after all Dr. Light went through? Wouldn't Dr. Clef be a safer option? At this point, I openly agree with you. I would be very pleased if SCP-5004-B but I cannot speak for what the heads over at Site-19 are up to, and they're in charge of the SCP-5004 project. Can we have Clef for president already? I'm about to lose healthcare. I wish. Yes, at this point, I agree completely. Hey, Dr. Sherman, what happens if you try to eat or drink one of the anomalies? And what happens if you successfully do? Well, that very much depends on what anomaly you're talking about. For instance, if you try to eat part of SCP-3305, codename Bread Jesus, it's made of bread, and its blood is wine. And I would imagine nothing too terrible happens to you in that case, because, I mean, bread and wine seems fine. In fact, if you eat and drink of SCP-3305, it provides healing powers. You will be cured of all physical and mental illnesses. So, eating of SCP-3305, codename Bread Jesus, is essentially a reproducible form of SCP-500, now that I think about it. Oh, no it's not, no it's not, no it's not! Because then you become a worshiper of the religion. So, no. Bad. No. I take it back. So yes, there's highs and lows to that. Meanwhile, if you drink SCP-420, which is an anomalous bottle of whiskey, it gives you super skin cancer and you die. So, anomalous whiskey. Don't drink that. So yes, it very much depends on the anomalies. Man, if the bread man can cure all my illnesses, of course I'm going to worship him. No! No! No Puppet Boy. Also funny, we have Dr. Puppeteer and Puppet Boy here. I thought that was a nickname switch up. There's actually two of you. Sheesh. So many puppets now. No! No, it's a cognitohazard. We do not willingly submit ourselves to cognitohazards at the Foundation. We're not going to start anomalously worshiping weird deities. I'm already annoyed at all the people who treat 343 like it's God, when we know it's not. Orange Cloud, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go and grab yourself a biscotti on your way past the commissary, along with some green tea. Go with some Silver Needle, actually. That one's really good today. Log 6, July 5th, 2025. Redacted AM. I don't know why, but this morning, I woke up with a craving for the way too sugary marshmallow candy called peeps. And only the yellow bunny ones, too. Don't know why. It seems to me that you are succumbing to a certain anomalous bastard. Stay strong. Do not fall for it. Do not fall for its trickery and lies. A non-worthy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go and get yourself a cup of sweet tea on your way past the commissary. Guys, actually all SCP creatures are ugly and extremely ugly. Yes, they are. They are very ugly and extremely ugly, and that is why no one should want to fraternize with the anomalies at all. We are research professionals. We are here to study the anomalous, to research it. We are here to protect humanity. We are not here to flirt with monsters. Leaf, you are correct. Hashtag annoyed in asexual. Thank you for being a member. Hi there, Doctor. Would the Foundation contain an alien parasitic fungi like the Flood from the Halo franchise? Obviously. Alien mushrooms infecting people? Yes, we would contain that. I'm sure we contain several kinds of anomalous fungi already. Dr. Sherman, time check. All right, Researcher Voidell, we are currently 28 minutes into stream, and we have about 45-ish minutes left. 45 minutes-ish left in stream. Who is flirting with monsters? Way too many staff members. Would you hire or contain the Winchesters? It really depends on what part of their arc they are in. In the beginning of the series, they are just human hunters, so they're fine running around, although we would like to contain the anomalies they have rather than get them killed, so we would probably have to do something about those boys. Now later on, when they become infected with anomalies from heaven and hell and so on and so forth, then yes, we would contain them at that point. 05 Council, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a rooibos tea on your way past the commissary. What happens if the Foundation removed all of the IKEA stores and just leave the infinite IKEA? Removing it, will it just be contained or considered a safe class, or will it transfer to another store? Well, if we removed all of the IKEA stores and just left the infinite one, then it's not going to move. It's already in the only IKEA. And the infinite IKEA is not known to teleport to different IKEAs in our world. We have one door that leads into the infinite IKEA. The door only moves if you're on the inside looking out. Then the door moves. So that is... I don't understand your question, to be honest. I need more details. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. Log 7, July 25th, or July 5th, 2025. I brought some peeps to Dr. Hessen's office, and since they were there, I talked to them about the subject. Hessen says they also don't understand everyone's fear of it. Yes, well, Hessen is a known lunatic, so I'm not taking that crazy person at their word. Alexandrite, Mama O, Galaxy Eclipse, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Where did you get the fancy science coat? Well, this is standard issue Foundation lab coats. I also have my site director coat, which is black, but here in the Audiophonics lab, it's a little dark. It blends in a bit, so I wear the white coat when I'm here. Also, regular Sherman is whispering in my ear right now that if you want a SCP lab coat, the simplest method to get one is to go to a medical supply store, because they sell lab coats really cheap. Doctors and scientists need a lot of lab coats, so they're pretty cheap. You get one that's nice quality, good fit. Costume lab coats are terrible. Never buy a costume lab coat. Instead, go to the medical supply store, the uniform store it's usually called. Get a real lab coat, proper size, it's pretty cheap, and then get a iron-on patch from friend of the channel, Toad King Studios on Etsy, and you can iron that right on there. Are you Sigma? No, I am not any sort of Reploid virus trying to take over the world. But, I guess maybe... No, I'm not even bald. Why would you think that? Very confusing. Lockjaw, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a simple cup of coffee on your way past the commissary. And 4715 versus 682, you ask? 4715 database. A demon born of war. Large hexapodal mammalian carnivore, chimeric morphology, minimum height of 5.2 meters, weighing 2,300 kilograms. Genetic analysis has been inconsistent, showing traces of modern wildlife, as well as past anomalous animals are involved as well. Backward horns, highly aggressive. Attempts to attack most sapient life it has encountered. However, when observed, it appears disinterested in most other fauna. Roughly on par with a chimp in intelligence. It does not want to... It decreases in mass if it does not sense harmful intentions of others. Honestly, I don't see this thing in 682 even fighting if we put them in the same room. 682 might just ignore it and it'll be ignored right back. But I am just skimming this long document, so I'm going to try one more thing. And that is to check the SCP-682 termination log. And there, did we expose it to 4715 already? We haven't. Alright, so it seems like it's not that important of a test to try. Maybe the 682 team doesn't feel like it would have a shot, so they just haven't bothered. Dr. Sherman, I used you as an NPC on my SCP RPG adventure. It was pretty fun. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. I hope you had a good game. Stuffy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a scone on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, we have a situation with 999, signed Kondraki. I thought you were dead! You're not dead? Desk, isn't Kondraki dead? Why is Kondraki here? That's more disturbing than whatever's going on with 999. He always comes back? That doesn't refer to Kondraki. I know that reference. I saw a video with about weird SCPs, and there was this strange diamond brick, 24 carats. By the way, does that really count as an SCP? Intern Summon, I do not have a clue what you're talking about. I can try to look up 24 carat diamond brick, but that's about all I can do to investigate this. It looks like on the log of anomalous items, there is a 24,000 carat diamond, cut in the size and shape of a common construction brick. All right, that's way too many anomalous items. Give me one moment. If I look up 24,000, it'll come up. Cut in the size and shape of a common construction brick. Date of recovery in the 1970s, located in South Africa. In storage pending identification of source. So, yes, it turns out we do have that. And it's just a boring paperweight in one of our storage lockers. Monochromo, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a croissant on your way past the commissary. What if all non-biological SCP were to just cease? Well, that would make our jobs a lot easier because there would be a lot less anomalies to contain, and we'd still have to deal with the biological entities, so we wouldn't be out of business. If you read the SCP database entry Quiet Days is the story of what happened when all anomalies ceased being anomalous. Then all of us, the SCP Foundation and the various groups of interest, were just out of work. So, at least in your scenario, we still have a job. Bismuth Chimera, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a cronut on your way past the commissary. Could a telepath make SCP-096's face be known to additional subjects, and would it target them even though they never viewed it? Yes, because if the telepath can make you see things in your head, then it can make you see 096's face. So that would be I mean, the problem is the telepath would have to have 096's face in its head to do that, meaning that the telepath will die eventually no matter what. It's just a question of how many people is it taking down with it. Raccoon Dog, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a donut on your way past the commissary. Love the shirt, Doc. Well, thank you. We're doing a little brighter colors this weekend, having some fun with it. Would Arthur Dent be considered an SCP? As much as a fan as I am of the Addams verse, I haven't actually. I imagine yes. Well, no. It's rather confusing. So, if humanity is part of an alien plan supercomputer, then in the SCP Foundation's best interest, we would hide that knowledge from people. Because that would be anomalous and that would be outside of everyone's knowledge, since not everyone knows that. Then, the Earth is destroyed, so that's a K-class event. We don't like that very much. And then Arthur Dent does learn how to fly. But it's not something that it alone can do, that Arthur alone can do. Everyone can fly if they know how to fly in the Addams verse. I don't know if Arthur qualifies as anomalous, despite being able to fly. That is a very good subject of debate. Thank you for turning me on to it. Johanna. And by the way, do you want me to call you Johanna or Joanna? I think it's Johanna. That's what I'm going to go with until told otherwise. And wow, thank you for your first donation of the day, and an extremely generous one at that. What I want you to do is, instead of going to the commissary, I want you to run over to the on-campus Crapplebee's. It's where we go for drinks and karaoke after shift. And when you get there, in the morning, afternoon like this, no one's around. So there's going to be like one hostess. And you're going to go there and you're going to tell her you want the special. And when she says, we don't have a special, you say, oh, no. The Dr. Sherman special. And then you enjoy that. And thank you again for your generosity. Hello, I want to introduce myself fully. I, Johanna Carson, and I am the twin sister of who you know as Pinky. You can call me Anna. So Anna, all right, you're Johanna, but you're called Anna. Got it. I'm a weapon and prosthetics engineer. Also, me and Pinky will be active every other week. Also, Pinky does have prosthetics. Well, if Pinky has prosthetics, then it's a good thing you, Anna, are a prosthetics engineer to help them out. So, twin sister, Pinky and Anna, you're Anna, prosthetics engineer, and Pinky has the prosthetics. That's a lot of details. I will do my best to remember that. Let me sip some coffee and think about it. Johanna is Anna, twin sister of Pinky, prosthetics engineer to the prosthetic sister. Okay. And enjoy the Dr. Sherman special over at Crapplebee's. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again. Hi, Orange Cloud from 10 a.m. Don't ask. I was doing research on SCP-6119, and this only talks about it being telepathic with humans. Could it also talk with other sentient or semi-sentient beings? 6119, you say? Anomalous boulder. The momentum of 6119 is anomalous. While the ball does not roll at a single constant speed, it accelerates, decelerates, and changes direction at random. It can travel any direction. It has remained within an unmarked 50-kilometer square zone, making abrupt turns as it approaches the outer borders, so it wants to stay in its lane. That's very nice of it. Telepathic, communicates with humans. Cannot communicate with subjects individually. Its transmissions are simultaneously perceived by all humans in range. So this tells me specifically humans. I would assume that if animals were hearing the telepathic messages, that they would react to them. And I assume that some of our researchers are smart enough to check that. So if they're saying it just talks to humans, I believe them that it just talks to humans. Now, if an other sentient, sapient, person/anomaly, alien or something showed up, maybe it would talk to them, but we haven't done that experiment yet, it looks like. Dr. Astrin, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a sparkling water on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. The tree won't shut up. Signed, Astrin. Listen, I don't care if it's yapping. I just want it to scream. I don't care if it laughs. I just want it to scream. It needs to scream. Do you get me? Do you get me? Do you get me? Okay. SCP-061-IT, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Go ahead and get yourself a candy cane on your way past the commissary. Bonjour. See, I want to plan to steal SCP-729-J. Honestly, although I'd prefer to let them have the damn thing, we're supposed to keep it contained. And we always follow protocol here to the best of our abilities. So don't let them have it. Dr. Astrid, thank you for donating again. It won't stop screaming, help me. Signed, Dr. Astrid. Listen, I have one alarm on this watch. You know what it does? It tells me if 4521 is screaming. The tree that I care about is not screaming. Do not play games with me. I would know. Remember that time you dressed up as an SCP-3008-2 and went to IKEA? Ah, that was wacky fun. Wacky fun. It's a shame that my makeup artist friend who made that look went to SoCal. So if I want to work with them, I just have to provide a little more funding to get them to come up. Let me see if I can find that real quick. In case you are unfamiliar with it. Oh, geez, I don't remember what I called the video. How humorous. Maybe if I go to this other app. There we go. So, in case you haven't seen this before, this is two makeup artists of friends of mine turning me in to an SCP-3008-2. And we went out on the town. Which, you know, it is quite difficult to see in that thing. In fact, I could not see at all. They had to walk me around by the arm and plant me in poses because you cannot see in that thing. I hope you're not claustrophobic. Literally all I could see for several hours was a flesh-colored interior of that mask. Yes, if you search on Google for SCP-3008-2, Site-42, you'll find that video, you can watch it. And can you breathe with that? Is it safe? Yes. Oh, now I just closed it. So, what you'll see, SCP-3008-2, Site-42. Let me show you one more time. So, in that video, pulling it back up, so you'll notice here that my hands are holding this bottom flap open. Now, there are literally straws in my nostrils so I can breathe during this process. The straws are hidden by my hands, but there are straws up my nose. And so once we get out into the field, you'll notice how long my chin is. And that is the flap where I can breathe. Yeah, these makeup artists did a fabulous job turning me into a 3008-2 entity. It was a very long process, but I think it was worth it. And if we ever wanted to make an SCP Foundation film about the Infinite IKEA, of course, we would need to remove all the IKEA branding and make it a generic furniture store because, oh my, is IKEA litigious. IKEA knows about us, the SCP Foundation, and they hate us more than any group of interest does. There was this fellow making a very good SCP-3008 game, and even after changing the name IKEA, because of the blue and yellow branding, he was still sued out of existence. So the game could not go up. IKEA hates SCP. Woof. Allegedly. Allegedly, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not opening myself up to litigation. Why do they hate the SCP Foundation? Because they are incredibly brand conscious, and the idea that there's a horror property about them is not their vibe, so to speak. Monochromo, thank you for donating again. Does the Foundation have dental? Signed, Mono. Yes, the Foundation has dental as part of its medical plan, for sure. Dr. Astrid, thank you for donating again. How would Sonic Rewrite be contained, Doc? I do not know what a Sonic Rewrite is, but I will take a tertiary look and see if I find anything interesting. Sonic Rewrite. It is part of the .exe series, it seems. She acts similar to the original Sonic the Hedgehog. The entity carries an eccentric and manipulative nature, appearing fairly naked eye, manifesting in the 90s via scam program that would supposedly allow people to communicate with God. Sonic claimed many victims in 2 various forms to make their souls a part of the anomaly. So it sounds like an online entity, which means we would need the Artificial Intelligence Applications Division to come up with a containment protocol. Time check, please. Dr. W, we are at approximately 18 minutes to the end of stream. Approximately 18 minutes to the end of stream. Charlie 10 Pro, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a cake pop on your way past the commissary. If Dr. K from the game Changed was in the SCP universe, would it be on the SCP list of possible threats? Well, first of all, I don't know what Dr. K is. Second of all, I don't know what the list of possible threats is. SCP list of possible threats? That is not something that we have, apparently. Second, Dr. K Changed. Main antagonist of Change. They are a scientist from the events of the game, before the events of the game, whom intentionally transferred himself, oh, it's a furry thing, using their own drug that would allow its user to retain their memories of free will. They tried multiple times to contain the human who they believe may carry the virus of the outside world. So is this taking place in a virtual world, or is this just a game and therefore it's taking place in a real world in the universe of the game? Keep the protagonist in the Thunder Science facility, prevent the virus from spreading again. Oh, they stay inside. Hell yeah, we just lock off the facility and make sure no one came in or out. Excellent, job done, awesome. Yes, they are anomalous for sure, and we would lock that down. Oh, it's a furry thing is such a funny phrase. Okay, to be clear, I don't hate furries. I think furries are cool. No problem with furries on my end. I'm just tired this morning, and I'm drinking my coffee, and that's just the words that came out of my mouth, okay? No hate, no shade. And the only tea is the tea you can get from the commissary on your way past if you donated. SCP-061-IT, thank you for donating again. Although you didn't say anything, so just thank you for donating. Alex Rose, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a nice cup of Earl Grey on your way past the commissary. How would the Foundation contain Sebastian Solis? I don't know what Sebastian Solis is. Sebastian Solis, also known as Z13 Handyman or the Saboteur or simply Sebastian, is a major character in Pressure, acting as an ally to the player. Oh, that's blinding. It is a sea snake. How would the Foundation contain it? It seems like, just like the previous entity, it's already contained in a facility it stays inside. So that means I don't need to worry about it, because it's already on lockdown. Let Urban Shade take care of it. They're fine. They seem like a very upstanding company, doing the right thing by containing anomalies. Puppet Boy. We furries are absolutely an ally of the Foundation. Don't worry. Well, yes, I mean, we have multiple furries on staff, both in the SCP author community. Oh my god, so many furries. And then we have the Mobile Task Furries, who contain SCP-3312 in its various permutations, and they have to go into battle in their tactical fursuits. So yeah, we already know the furries are on the SCP Foundation payroll. Mobile Task Furries, tactical fursuits. It's canon. Look it up. Raymond, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a crepe on your way past the commissary. You can choose savory or sweet. Interviewing someone who claims to have made SCP-173, calling it his, quote, greatest work, referring to himself as the sculptor, claims that any gaze wandering from art will pay dearly, will update you. Well, that sounds like an Are We Cool Yet nerd. But, alright, what I need you to ask him about when you're talking to them next is Panopticon 2. Panopticon 2 is SCP-3320. It is a large underground silo in Japan. It is apparently the work of the Department of Abnormalities. And it is a panopticon containing how many sculptures? All but one of the cells in 3220 are occupied by a single humanoid sculpture made of painted concrete. All sculptures are located directly above the drainage grates in their cells and oriented to face the tower. Each sculpture constantly secretes an unknown dark red substance which drains into the grates. There is a whole bunker of those things. So, did this sculptor make those? Drowsy, lol, new quote. It's canon. Look it up. Yes, very much so. Are the furries in staff the most flirtatious with the SCPs? Actually, no. No, that is the quote-unquote basement dwellers. I mean, the furries are a close second, don't get me wrong. SCP-061-IT, thank you for donating again. Minecraft Multiverse question. What happens if I trap SCP-173 in a circle of rails and then look away, since any mob cannot pass on them, the rails? I'm not familiar with rails in Minecraft lore, but what I can tell you is that 173 is pretty tricky with stairs and obstacles that aren't a full encasement. And so, especially if you leave it there long enough, its reddish-brown substance is, which, you know, poop and blood, is going to stack up enough that it'll be on top of the rails and it can walk out. So, not a great plan. Anna, thank you for donating again. Hi again, I just wanted to ask, would Dr. Harley Sawyer from Poppy Playtime be classified as an SCP? Harley Sawyer. Hold on a second. I'm unliking your note, that way I can look at it in a second. I just got distracted by something, and I need to confirm what's happening here. Also, I saw a meme about Kendraki and an Aquafina water bottle. What does that mean exactly? Is there some anomalous Aquafina bottle Kendraki messes with? If so, what's the number of that SCP? And what I saw that distracted me was Desk saying, nope, just got his dick stuck in it. In the SCP tale, second date, you can read the story of Dr. Kondraki getting his dick stuck in an Aquafina water bottle, which spawned an entire canon of stories about this incident called the Ship in a Bottle canon. It's canon. Look it up. See, I get to use that already. Thank you, Drowsy. Clockwork. My ADHD brain is yelling at me to start learning how to spin a pen like that. Oh, it's not that difficult. You just start it here, and then you turn it sideways and catch it. You turn it sideways and catch it, and you can do it over, under. You can reverse it the other way. And so you learn to do it on both hands. It's pretty fun. So yeah, go for it. Anna, thank you for donating again. This time I'll actually answer your question. Hi again, I just want to ask, would Dr. Harley Sawyer from Poppy Playtime be classified in SCP? Dr. Harley Sawyer. What anomaly does it have is my question. Because remember, it won't be an SCP because it is not in the SCP universe. We don't steal other people's stories. We might take inspiration, like how SCP-582 is called Bundle, as in Bundle of Stories, and it's a offshoot inspired by Slender Man. But it's not Slender Man, it is different. So we don't take things from other fandoms. Therefore, if this doctor is anomalous, then it would be anomalous, yes, but not an SCP. Also known as Experiment 1354. Okay, I already know it's anomalous, so yes. Yes, very anomalous. Personality, don't care. Powers and abilities. Yes, has his brain stuck in a toy, so very anomalous for sure, yes. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a espresso on your way past the commissary. What did I miss? Just out of work. Well, we've talked about the time I got turned into an SCP-3008-2 entity by makeup artist. It was a costume. It was very nice. I did not get turned into an entity IRL. We talked about the mobile task furries and their tactical fursuits. We talked about Dr. Kondraki getting his dick stuck in an Aquafina water bottle and how that spawned the canon Ship in a Bottle on the SCP Wiki. Yes, that is that. Damn it, is that an actual person on the Wiki? Dr. W? Who is an actual person on the Wiki? I see Desk is handling this. Okay, yes, gotcha. It's from the 682 logs, I see. Hey, Dr. Sherman, may I take SCP-999 for ice cream, please? Chaos Goblin Dogs, thank you for being a member, and since you asked nicely, yes. As a major component of the SCP Foundation in Italy, may I ask if you can see where glowing donut-shaped SCP is from? I looked in the archive, but I can't find it. Glowing donut-shaped SCP? Da-da, da-da-da-da-da. I do not know what you are talking about. Sorry, I cannot find this in the database. I'm pretty good at searching the wiki, but sometimes even I can't find what you're talking about without more details. By the way, staff, we are in the last 5 minutes of stream. 5 minutes left. I'm from Site 27. How is it over there at Site 42? Well, Intern Place, it is quite good over here today. We're having no problems, which is hopefully going to stay that way. I swear that there was somewhere. If I can find anything, I'm going to tell you. Yes, Dr. Andrea, I appreciate it. Thoughts on SCP-3288? It's absolutely horrifying, but it's one of my favorites in the database. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what SCP-3288 is, so I can take a quick look. Graphic depictions of blood, gore, mutilation, or body parts. Features non-consensual sexual acts and depictions of torture. Oh, it's the aristocrats. No! No, not the aristocrats joke. Ugh. God damn it. Okay, this is the aristocrats, but not like the aristocrats joke. Okay, that's better. Still looks pretty bad, but at least it's not the aristocrats joke. Yes, it looks like this is a devastating read from what I'm reading. And Metaphysician, the author of the article, is known for hardcore work. So, although this is rather long, I'm going to trust you that it's terrible, because I know what Metaphysician can write. Sheesh. Kyla, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a dumpling on your way past the commissary. Jumps through window. Hi! Hi! Would Zim from Invader Zim be considered anomalous? It's an alien. Yes. Think here. Your Foundation staff, you gotta have more critical thinking skills than this. I say, considering the title of the stream is people asking an insanely obvious question too many times. So maybe I'm wrong. Clockwork. Hey, I got it. The pen spin tutorial helped a lot. Thanks. Oh, hell yeah. Good work. You picked that up quick, too. Kyla, thank you for donating again. Totally wasn't thrown by a shark puncher. Why are they this close to our home base? The shark punching center is not supposed to be here. Especially after the way my interaction with them the other day. I want nothing to do with them. Dr. Sherman, I made a discovery about SCP-3008. It's never specified which IKEA location is the entrance, but in The Drooling Path, the main character goes to Fishkill, New York, and the IKEA is there. Interesting. The Drooling Path. Hub. Part 4. Fishkill. Interesting. Well, on one hand, we got to remember that different universes have different canons, so you never know where it's going to pop up otherwise in other universes. All we know is that canonically there is just one entrance. It doesn't always end up being the same place. Kyla, thank you for donating again, because I made fun of them. So you taunted them and now they're here. Well, with that, I'm going to go clean up that mess and hopefully negotiate a truce before they decide to punch something that isn't sharks. So, congratulations, staff, on getting the likes far above the viewer count, by the way. I don't know when it happened, but you guys did it, and you're awesome for that. Sir, do you and Captain T have a history? He doesn't seem to like you. I don't know the guy. It just seems like it thinks all SCP Foundation staff are nerds, which all the Shark Punching Center guys do think that. But I'm going to go clean up that mess, so I've got to go end stream. With that, at the end of stream, as always, I tell you my favorite SCPs. Now, my favorite SCPs are not the ones I wrote. That would be cheating. I'm not going to say that. But if you want to see the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see all the SCPs I wrote, and there's also some direct donation links. You can become a patron. You can become a member of the YouTube channel. You can do a one-time donation through Ko-Fi or Super Chats if you only want to donate once at a time. Any of these ways, we appreciate your direct donation support in keeping the lights on for Charles, Synth, Desk, and I, as well as Dr. Chair and the anomalies we contain. If you can't donate directly, that's okay, because as long as you're here in the chat, as long as you're commenting on videos, liking the videos and streams, commenting, all that good stuff, then you are a member of Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codename the Signal Boosters. And with your help, we will make bigger SCP films and games and series, and we will help other SCP creators make bigger SCP films and games and series. Amazon and Netflix will not make an SCP movie because of the Creative Commons. We just discovered, thanks to Charger in the chat, that Dead by Daylight will never do SCP Killers because they don't want to mess with the Creative Commons. So we're just going to have to do it ourselves. And with you guys in Mobile Task Force Psi 42, that's how you do it. Thank you, Sigma Boosters. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are 3999, 3043, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, and 8980. Although, content warning on that one, that's a rough one. Speed round 3999, 3043, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, and 8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a rough one. Kyla, thank you for your last-minute donation. They just threw me and left. Well, I'm glad they're gone. I still have to go, though. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. Like the shirt. Thank you. I'm going for a color thing. It's starting to be summer now. And so with that, as always, I have been Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42. This has been another Office Hours or Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you all in the next video or stream. Spare a little candle, save some light for me. Figures up ahead, moving in the trees. White skin in linen, perfume on my wrist, and the full moon that hangs over these dreams in the mist. Darkness on the edge, shadows where I stand. I search for time on a watch with no hands. I want to see you clearly, come closer than this. But all I remember are the dreams in the mist. These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Every second of the night, I live another life. These dreams that sleep when it's cold outside. Every moment I'm awake, the further I'm away.